Hello YouTube, this is the Creative Duelist here representing Team FTK. Welcome folks, I am the newest member of the team. It's a pleasure to meet you all. A lot of you folks know me from my previous channel, well from my other channel of course, the Creative Duelist. If you're new of course, make sure you subscribe to Team FTK and of course check out my other channel as well if you folks want to subscribe to that, completely up to you. And of course, I've got a few things I want to just get out of the way before I get onto the lovely deck profile. So of course we have a 1000 subscriber giveaway. If you folks want to join that giveaway, there'll be a link in the description of everything, but basically there's a video that has been made previously by Destiny on Team FTK on a top 5 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Please make sure you like that video and make sure you comment down below so you folks can get entered into the giveaway. With that being said, of course we do have a Patreon if you want to support us on a personal level. Check out our Patreon, check out our tiers. It's really good. If you do become a Patreon, it helps us all in terms of content, and of course it helps further the channel's goal, and of course it just helps overall, equipment wise, and of course just trying to give out the greatest content we can. And of course, make sure you check out Int Gaming. The promo code is TeamFTK10, so you can get your 10% discount off anything you purchase from Int Gaming. And of course, Int Gaming has a lot of interesting items from a wide range of assortments in terms of playmats and of course keyboards and dice. The list goes on. But yes folks, make sure you check those out. Links will all be in the description. But yes folks, without further ado, let's get on with the deck profile, shall we? Hello YouTube, this is the Creative Duelist here representing Team FTK, and I've been making decks creative since 2016. Welcome folks. Today I'm here with a very interesting deck profile. This is my Yosenjus, my Yosenju Demise, if you want to be more precise. I've had a lot of fun with Yosenjus. I remember when they first came out in Secret Forces, and it was just one of the decks I just loved to play. It was just so good. It was very cheap when it first came out, and it's hella cheap now. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go over my card choices and all that good stuff. I love Yosenjus. The fact that you can just stun your opponent and scrub your opponent out so easily is just so good. So starting off with the monsters, of course, I do play the triple comma 1. Pretty standard, bounces back a face-up card your opponent controls if you control another Yosenju monster. And of course, I play the triple Yosenju comma 2. Pretty standard, it can attack directly, which is always nice, but I think it halves its own attack if you do it that way. And I do play the triple comma 3 just to help us search when we inflict battle damage with a different Yosenju monster, which is pretty decent. And of course, continuing with the lineup, I play the double Sujik for the little boost. He's like a pseudo honest. And I play the Shinyu Owl, give my opponent that owl. I do love this card. People kind of shit on this card and say, oh, this card isn't very great, but this card has saved me from so many field wipes, because basically if it's in your scale and if you send you monsters with a plural with the S you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So say you try to overextend and you have this in your pendulum scale and your opponent plays torrential, or they play some rubbish to try and disrupt your field, you can just pop this instead and your players are safe. That's why I love playing the owl. Owl is your trusty friend. And just to round up the monster lineup, I do play the double Gravekeeper's Commandant. I do play Necrovalley as my stun field spell. Necrovalley is so dirty in this deck, I love it, and that's why I play the triple Commandant. You can play Terraforming, but Commandant is, it's a terraforming in the flesh, and he does come up sometimes where you can just, if you got nothing, just normal summon and beat down for a cheesy, for a cheesy 2100 if you have Necrovalley, which is so good. So anyway, that's going to round up my whole monster lineup, folks. Going on to the spells, of course, I do play the triple fire formation Tenki standard. You want to see you send you monsters, very important. Triple duality for the same reason, and of course to see this card, of course, the beautiful triple card of Demise. Card Demise is just so good in this deck. It doesn't hinder you. You know, drawing into Yosenju monsters and drawing back row is so powerful, because then you can just resolve the Demise first and then resolve the Yosenjus afterwards, so you never lose your hand, which is so good. Going on with the 2-ofs, of course I do play the double Necro Valley for my commandant target, so I can search it. Necro Valley is just one of the best old school field spells. It screws over graveyard strategies, impedes it, and it's just such a good card even up to this day. Double Caught by the Grave, 1-dimensional fissure, really good card. Our Yosenju monsters return back to our hand, so we don't really need to worry about our monsters getting banished. It always just applies more pressure to our opponent than ourselves. 1 Day of Peace, 1 Soul Charge, Monster Reborn, Regeki, and of course Dark Hole to round up my spell lineup. Okay, that's going to round up the whole spell lineup. For the traps, I do play the triple Torrential Tribute. I'm going balls deep in here. Now, Torrential Tribute is just so disgusting. We never have field advantage during our opponent's turn, so the most we get in terms of interaction is by our traps. So the whole point is to stun our opponent, and Torrential Tribute does it so well. Double Drowning Mirror Force, this card is so great. I can't find my third copy, but you know, 2 works just well. It just works really well. Again, we have no field presence during our opponent's turn, so drowning is always live. Double Storming Mirror Force. Of course, my Solemn family, my Solemn Brigade. And the 1 cheeky Yosenju secret move comes in handy sometimes. And of course, the 1 Macrocosmos. This in Necro Valley is really good. I had to do a bit of research just to make sure it didn't conflict, but if you do have Necro Valley and Macrocosmos, Necro Valley does not impede Macrocosmos, because when the cards leave the field, Macrocosmos just banishes it. It doesn't, nothing touches the grave with Macro on field, and Necro Valley just makes things worse for your opponent anyway. So it's a nice little stun little stun lock you can do to your opponent. So that's going to round up the trap lineup, folks. Okay, for my extra deck, now I have a lot of options here. If you folks have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. But this is what I've just come up with so far. Of course, my links aren't very great at the moment. I just have a Deco Talker and of course the Fire Fighting Daruma Doll. Again, they are Beast Warriors, so I can make it if the need arises. And of course, I do have a lot of XYZ here. XYZs here: Castal, Heartland Draco, Samurai, Baguska, Tornado Dragon, and of course I do play the double, where is it? My double Gargagar Cowboy, really good. You can game your opponent by making 2 Gargagar Cowboys. It's very easy to make in this deck. And my Utopia Package, Exoton, and of course just the rest of these monsters to round up the extra deck. Now, you don't really make extra deck much. The only time you make extra deck is when you're losing, or if you really need to get over something that your back row can't deal with. Or the only time you're going to make extra deck is if you can game your opponent with Cowboy for 16. It's really powerful. But yes, folks, that's going to round up the whole main deck, extra deck, and the whole profile. So, thank you all for watching. If you folks enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. Comment down below. Feedback is always nice to hear. Tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. Of course, do not forget, we have the subscriber giveaway. All links in the description. Please check them out. Please check Ink Gaming. Please check out our Patreon if you want to support us on a personal level, and all that good stuff. But yes, folks, this is the Creative Duelist signing out. Peace, folks, and have a splendid day.